She crushed his only source of income. But what happened next left everyone speechless. You won't believe who got exposed in the end. A man sitting in a wheelchair is selling cheese bread on the street. A lady comes in her car and says, "Get out of my way." The man replies, "Sorry, ma'am, I'm selling cheese bread here." The lady steps out of her car and says, "Oh, really? You're selling cheese bread?" She walks closer and says, "Okay, I want one." The man says, "Sure. Please choose one." Another man is watching everything from a distance. The lady picks up 2 pieces of cheese bread and suddenly throws them at the man in the wheelchair. She crushes the bread and says, "Don't ever come in my way again." The man says, "Why are you doing this? I'm just trying to work." She replies, "Is this even called work? Get a proper job and stay out of my way." The man says, "Okay, ma'am." She adds, "I don't want to see you in this street again." The man watching from a distance feels sad. He walks over to the man in the wheelchair and says, "Do you still have cheese bread?" The seller says, "Yes, but first tell me, why did that lady behave so badly after taking the bread?" He replies, "Don't worry about it. It's okay." The other man says, "No one has the right to treat you badly just because of your condition." The seller says, "Many people treat me this way just because I use a wheelchair." The man says, "I don't care about that. Nowadays, people have forgotten how to respect or love others." He asks, "Why do you sit here and sell cheese bread?" The seller replies, "This is my only source of income. I've applied to many companies, but no one accepted me because of my condition. That's why I sell bread here." The man says, "My company is hiring new people. If you're interested, come tomorrow." The seller says, "Really? I'll definitely come. But what if they reject me because of how I look?" The man says, "Don't worry, that won't be a problem." He gives him a card and says, "Just tell the security you're here for me. You're welcome in my company." The cheese bread seller thanks him and says, "I'll come for sure." The man gives him money and says, "Keep the rest. Goodbye." The seller is very happy. Next day, he goes to the company for the interview. That same lady from the car is already sitting there. She says, "What are you doing here?" The man replies, "I'm here for a job interview." She says, You'll give an interview? Just look at yourself. This company won't hire you. Leave now." The man says, "I won't go without giving my interview." She says, "You're just wasting your time." Just then, the secretary comes and asks, "Are you here for an interview?" The lady quickly says, "Yes, here is my CV. But how can he give an interview?" The secretary says, "No problem." After a while, she comes back and says, "Your interview is starting now. Please come." The lady says, "How will he even come inside?" The secretary says, "I'll help him." She helps him enter the room. Inside, the company owner is taking interviews. The lady gives her interview first. The owner says, "I've seen you somewhere before." Then he remembers, "You threw bread on someone yesterday. You're dismissed." She says, "Let me explain. He blocked my way. He's not innocent." The owner replies, "I saw everything. You could have handled it better, but you chose to insult him. That's not acceptable." He continues, "Enough. You may leave now. I only want good-hearted people in my company." She says angrily, "I'm leaving. Let's see how you work with him." The man in the wheelchair says, "Sir, I'm sorry if I caused you trouble." The owner replies, "No, because of you, I learned something important today. Now give me your details. The job is yours." The man becomes very happy. Story moral: we should never judge someone by their appearance or condition. If you agree, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.